Hello friends, I'm Sasha and I recently completed my 12th board exams. Every day during the 1.5 month of my examinations, I would find an article in the newspaper saying that a student had committed suicide, and just after the results came out, I saw people who went missing after seeing the results, and there were many cases of suicide just only in my city, and it was really shocking for me to find out that to think that so many people found it easier to take their own lives than to talk to someone and fix the problem. So I sat down to find out what the reasons could be, and it turns out that I actually didn't find one or two, but I made an entire list of the reasons that could possibly be for them to have done that. There could be parents, friends, relatives, neighbors, teachers, schools, society, the government, and the world. Finally, I would like to put a question to everyone, to anyone who is watching this video right now. What do you think? Are marks more important than a person's life? Of course, you will say that marks are obviously not more important than a person's life. Then, why are these suicides taking place? Why are people, even though we know that we think that marks are not important, then why are these incidents taking place? They are hardly 16, 17 years old, and already they have ideas of killing themselves and not about facing the world. Then some people would say that depression, anxiety, and suicidal tendencies and all these are just excuses that people make to escape from daily life, but that's not the truth. The fault is not theirs, that they are not able to look at the world the way we do. I would like to raise another point here. This is not just for teachers or parents, this is for the entire world. I'm putting a question. If you would agree if I say that in a family of four, the people, all the four will have different choices, different likes, different dislikes, different ways of understanding the same thing, then how do you expect that 40 people sitting in the same room, taught by the same teacher and the same thing, then how do you think each and every one of them is going to take the thing in the same way? That's not possible. And moreover, some of them do understand the topic the way the teacher wants them to understand it, but some others, they don't look at the things that way, and it's not wrong. It's not that they're doing something wrong. They're young and their minds are capable of understanding things that we can't even expect what they're actually capable of, but we are not giving them that opportunity, that window, that hope. We are not giving them that support that they need to bring out the real talent that they have. Now people, there are a lot of transitions that take place. When someone is not successful in something and they find that it is easier to end their lives, then it doesn't mean that they're weak or they're incapable. It only means that they were expecting something more. They wanted to do something for someone. It might be for their family, for their school. Whatever they do, they want to contribute something, but when they are not able to achieve it, then they are made to feel by the society around them that what they have done is a crime, and the only punishment fit for them is to take their lives. Now, do you think that is really correct for a child to who is supposed to grow, who is supposed to explore the world, is actually made to sit in a room with four walls around it, and he's asked to do what someone else wants him to do? Then don't you think it's like putting someone in prison and not giving them enough freedom is not the right way of doing things? It is my request that parents, friends, teachers, whoever are directly in touch with or in contact with students, please don't promote their interest towards marks. It is true that everybody says marks are not important and you should focus on the concept, but that's not what people actually think. The way they convey these things, the way they express these things to students, puts their mind in a way that they start thinking that if I don't get these marks, then people won't accept me, people will think I'm stupid, people will think I'm foolish. Then another thing is that it would be really good if There was no system of displaying the marks of a person and their rank, how much they have got out of a limited number of people, and how they performed. It's not something meant for showcase, right? They are, then you will say that it's easier that way. That easiness, let me tell you, is costing people their lives. We do things for, it's true that we want to save time, we want to save money, we want to spend more time with students, but what about their individual self? We are destroying their individuality, we are destroying their originality. We are not just, it's not just a matter of winning something in the, by getting very good marks or winning a competition. It's not, I'm not talking about all that. Those things are not important. What's important is to bring out the originality of a student. Like I told before, when 40 people are sitting in a class and thought the same thing, not all of them understand it in the same way. Think about it. There are 7 billion people on this planet, and each of them has a different way of looking at things. Each of them has, different ideas, different ways of expressing their ideas, different perspectives. Then why don't we give them that opportunity? Why don't we provide that window to them to showcase their ideas, to promote their ideas? It's not that someone is dumb or foolish based on their marks. That is not the right way of deciding it, because I believe that there is nothing in this world called being foolish or being stupid. There is nothing like this in the world, because we are deciding a person's capability by putting limitations which are not present naturally. If nature wanted us to decide who is the best and who is not, then it should decide it at birth itself. But that's not happening. Nature is not discriminating anyone. It shows that people are not meant to be divided on the basis of anything, not just marks, not just even on the basis of caste, religion, etc., etc. If you want to, have a better future, not just for yourself but for this entire world, then think for a moment that what are we doing? If someone wants to, help the world, then just, if you want to help the world, sit down and think about the list of problems that not just you can solve, but in general, what are the problems of this world. Think about them and you will be astonished, you will be shocked to find how many problems are prevailing in the world. And we cannot just blame the government, we cannot blame anybody we want, we have to blame ourselves also. We are responsible for what we are making this world into. Now, excuse me, I would say that change is not something that happens suddenly or overnight or within a few hours. It's impossible for change to happen that way. Even nature takes plenty of time to change, but change has to start somewhere, and the best place to start change would be at the individual level. You know what you are, you know what you're capable of, and you know what you can, you know how you can change the world if you start, acting for a better world, acting to make the better world a better world. So I would say, don't wait for tomorrow, and don't bother about what your neighbors are asking you, or what, people. You should see that a child is special, because not just that they are the future generation and all that, but their creativity and the way they look at things is very different from what grown-ups look at things. And they are, as they are growing right now, the things they learn, those will be the things that they reciprocate tomorrow. If you be harsh to a child, then of course he'll be harsh to his child, and that will continue. And that's not what we want, right? We are humans, and we accept, or we would like to have a better world. So it's just a kind request that everybody, change is not difficult, but change has to start somewhere. And I'm hoping that anybody who is watching this video would take a step forward and do something that makes this world a better place. Thank you for watching.